Katie Costello, your professional real estate broker. I'm here with Jane Stinson and Lynn Miller with Bridge the Gap. Tell us a little bit about what Bridge the Gap is.
Bridge the Gap is a nonprofit organization that provides enrichment activities for children in foster care in Clark, Skamania, and County. We provide everything extra, the tutoring, gymnastic lessons, gymnastic camp, the clothing, ASB cards, high school, senior pictures, prom, whatever's needed. So children in foster care can feel like others their age.
So you're providing the enrichment and the extras that kind of just go along with being a young person. How did the organization begin?
It began with Peggy Hayes and her friend Tawny Heminger, and they, 20 years ago now, we're talking about kids in care and noticing things about them. Peggy had been at a family's home, and there was a little girl outside doing tumbling and cartwheels and things like that. And she was thinking how great it would be to be able to provide gymnastic classes for a little girl like that. And Tawny also had the heart to provide things for them at Christmas, because a lot of kids come into care during the holidays and don't get any sort of gifts or anything like that. So the two of them put their minds together and created Bridge the Gap.
That's amazing. This community is really good about seeing the needs and addressing them. What's been one of the biggest challenges since Bridge the Gap either got started or since your time has been involved with the board?
The biggest challenge I feel for Bridge the Gap has been really the growing number of children in foster care or relative placement. It grows every year, unfortunately, and Bridge the Gap tries to raise more money every year to provide everything to these children in foster care.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I think the last time we talked, you've been around for a couple of decades, and so you have this known in the community and you have your mission. What do you attribute that success to, that you've been able to be successful for so long?
Reaching out into the community, to the businesses, the individuals, has been tremendous. Bridge the Gap is funded only by donation. There's no government money, there's nothing coming in other than the money we raise every year. The businesses have been extremely generous, and the individuals have been amazing. And we have gotten the word out about Bridge the Gap. When I first became board chair, which I'd been on the board for a few years, when I became board chair 8 years ago, nobody had really heard of Bridge the Gap. And our goal was to get the word out about Bridge the Gap. The foster care system struggles a little bit, and we just wanted to provide what made a child feel good about themselves and an opportunity to move forward and to get a college education and to have a good job.
Yeah, that makes sense, and it's really impressive that the organization has been able to do that for as long as they have. What's one thing you would want the community to know about Bridge the Gap?
I think mostly that the children in care have been through so much trauma, and it's so important to come alongside them in so many different ways. There are other great organizations besides Bridge the Gap, but just being able to know that they don't only lose their parents, sometimes they lose their siblings. Children are split up and go to different homes, and the trauma of just being removed from your home and then adding all the rest of those things to it is really, really hard on a little kid. And anything that can be done to make life a little more normal, help them feel loved and accepted, it's really important.
And give them a chance.
Yeah.
Really give them a chance. Every time a foster child has to move locations or homes, they lose 3 months of education. And it's always a catch-up game. So we do what we can as Bridge the Gap to provide that extra tutoring and the extras that go along with learning.
Yeah, that's I don't want to say an impressive, a shocking statistic of what happens to these kids. If you were to put a message on a billboard about Bridge the Gap, what would that be?
Well, not to plagiarize Sleep Train, or mattress firm, I would put on a billboard, not everybody can be a foster parent, but everybody can support a foster child. And because that is the truth.
That's a good one. If people want to learn more about Bridge the Gap, get involved, what is the best way for them to learn more about Bridge the Gap and reach out?
Well, Bridge the Gap has a website. We also have a Facebook page. On our website, it's Bridge the Gap for Kids, cc.org. And then our Facebook page is Bridge the Gap, Southwest Washington. Easy for me to say.
Great. Well, I will put the links to the website in the notes on the video, so if you didn't catch that, you can click and learn more about Bridge the Gap. Thank you so much. And a fundraiser? Do you want to share a little bit about your fundraiser?
Well, yes, we do, of course.
Okay.
Yes.
It's really the fundraiser of the year. Go ahead, Jane. Jane's the co-chair for our 8th annual Champagne Brunch.
Yes, so we are holding it at A for our 2nd year. It is Sunday, May 3rd, and doors open at 10:30. We'll have obviously the champagne. We have Kathy Marshall and Ashley Korslin from KGW as our MC and auctioneer. We have lots of great silent auction items, live auction items, expecting probably around 400 people in attendance. So promises to be a great event, and you can find a link to that on our website as well and register to attend.
Great.
And we'd like to thank our sponsors. We have Condo Real Estate as our presenting sponsor. We have
Knight
Knight
Realty as a gold sponsor.
and
Safeway Foundation is a silver sponsor. We have Landmark Professional Mortgage is our mystery box sponsor, and we have First Centennial Mortgage as our champagne sponsor.
and Healing Hands from the Heart as our gift card tree sponsor. And this is it's a very serious subject, but it's a very fun event. And Jane forgot to mention, she mentioned champagne, but she forgot to mention the mimosas that are
Yes.
most delicious. So we both hope that you will join us at the brunch. It's wonderful.
Great. Thank you, ladies, for sharing the story about Bridge the Gap and getting the message out about Bridge the Gap.
Thank you, Andy.
Yeah, thank you.
Really
Andy.
appreciate it.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I will see you next week. And remember, there's information in the notes about how to reach out to Bridge the Gap. Take care.